My name is Ingrid. I primarily practice Muay Thai. I'll dabble in the other arts a little bit sometimes, but Muay Thai is my main jam, and I have been training for about 5 years. I found Burnsville through Coach Nikita. She was my coach at my previous gym, MKG, and when she came over here to start Burnsville with Coach Gus, a few months later, I and a couple teammates from my previous gym hopped over here. I dabbled in martial arts a little bit here and there prior to really when I started training in earnest. But I had really struggled with my mental health for a very long time and had just kind of been burned out on, I'd been a little bit involved in like rock climbing and yoga and was just feeling a little burnt out on that, and like those practices weren't really like sitting with my spirit in a way that made me feel alive. And so I was really missing my previous exposure to martial arts. My first exposure was Wing Chun. Technically, my very first exposure was like 2 years of Taekwondo when I was 7, but then I did a little bit of Kung Fu in my early 20s. And I was really missing that practice. And so I started up training again, and it was really transformative for my mental health more than anything. I had been going through a really, really, really dark time. And at the absolute lowest of low moments, I think the gym was pretty much the only place that I could go where I just wasn't nonstop crying all day. Like I would go to the gym to train and I would just realize like, oh, I just feel like a person again. Like I just feel normal. And that was such a refreshing revelation to me. So from that moment on, I was pretty much like, I don't know what I found here, but it's pretty good. I'm hooked. So that was kind of my trigger to say, okay, like we're going all in. It was kind of a like snowball effect a little bit. I think when I first started to think like, oh, maybe I'll take a fight, I was mostly curious about like, hey, does this work? Like if I take this into a live situation where there's real pressure and real stakes, will it work? Like, has the thing that I've been spending this time on, like, is it effective? Does it pay off? So that was really like the first step for me. And then I think the more that I got involved, the more I just felt like it was such a challenge on almost like an existential level. Like it was something that really required me to invest so much of myself and believe so much. It's really an act of faith is kind of how I feel like it is. It's like just taking a huge step out there and believing that it's going to be okay and you're going to get through it and you're going to find a way to come out of it better than you walked in. And I think that also has just been like, that process has been so invigorating for me and just pulls me forward. I think I've been able to have the persistence in the sport that I have because I've had female coaches and women training partners. And that's not the only thing you want. And I don't necessarily mean to say like, oh, like don't ever train with men, but having those role models that you can look up to and say like, you figured out how to be a woman and stay in this sport. There's got to be a way for me to do it too. That has been really, really huge for me. I think a lot of times there's this kind of cultural pressure, especially with this sport that's considered a little more masculine. I don't really worry that much about it in the gym. Like, I don't necessarily feel like nobody cares. You show up to the gym and you're just another training partner, you're just another teammate. But sometimes I feel like there can be so much pressure from the world around me to be like, oh, pick a more feminine hobby. Like, why don't you spend more time on dance? How about you just drop this and do more yoga? Like, chill out a little bit. And I don't really see it as something that's gendered. Like, I don't come up here and feel like, oh yeah, I'm like participating in a man's sport. And I just think martial arts makes you a better human. Like, I just think it's good for everybody. Like, if you want to take that leap, I think there's something in it for everyone. And having women coaches and women training partners has made that space more accessible for me, and has also helped me feel like I'm not alone. Yeah, I have so much respect for Coach Nikita, and she's been so influential on my journey. And I think seeing her and seeing her achieve such a high level of proficiency in the martial arts in a way that's so authentic, like she is just being who she is, and that just happens to be amazing and terrifying and really dangerous. And also she is so kind and so genuine and such a great communicator and so welcoming and has so much patience for people. And so I think seeing her be able to hold like both of those sides at the same time is something that I have found really inspiring.